All right, what a privilege to be here today. John and Joe from iFinance Mortgage and Allen Beydoun. Thank you so much for taking your precious time with us today. We're so glad to have you join us.
Hey, it's great to have you guys here. Thank you guys so much for making it out here to UWM, and glad to be part of this event.
Yeah, this is awesome. We brought 16 people from our office here, realtor partners out that are super excited, and thank you so much for the invitation. And we have to give a shout out to Megan, our AE. She's fantastic. We really appreciate all of her coordination too. Yeah. So, and your whole staff has been amazing.
Thank you. Appreciate it. Thank you.
We have a few questions for you. Just for starters, how long have you been with UWM? Some of those new beginnings right from the start, and a little bit about your background, if you don't mind.
Yeah, sure, absolutely. So I been with United Wholesale Mortgage for 16 years. Literally started off in a little type of call center, probably about the 20th person here at United Wholesale Mortgage back then, 16 years ago. And back then, I give you guys a funny story. When I used to call on accounts, and when you were account executive back then, you'd have to call on accounts, get them signed up, and then get business out of them. So we've evolved a little bit since then. And when I used to call on brokers throughout the country, it used to be, hey, my name's Allen Beydoun. I'm calling from United Wholesale Mortgage. We're a top 500 lender in the country. So somebody would take my call, you know, and now you just call on mortgage brokers across the country, and a lot of them will take our calls, which is great. And it wasn't easy back then. You know, I get to visit a lot of broker shops, travel throughout the country, and you know, the smaller shops, you just got to keep moving forward, right? On to the next is like what we like to say. Yeah, sure, that realtor isn't going to take your call the first time. They might not take your call in 6 months from now, a year from now, but you got to have a plan and execute on it to get them to take your call, or same thing with a borrower. So humble beginnings were tough. But now they're still tough, because when you're number one, as you know, everybody's chasing you down.
Sure.
Right? So you got to keep elevating your game and keep getting better with your processes and technology. So.
Yeah. So how many are we today with UWM? And
yeah. So we're about 7,000 team members now. And you know, the nice thing about all the team members that we have are, if you guys have walked through the building, obviously. Oh, yeah. Everybody's focused on helping you guys grow your business. So you guys know we don't have a retail team, we don't have a retention team, you know, we don't own a title company, we don't own an AMC. The only way we make money is by providing you guys with value, helping you guys with your processes, giving you guys the best technology, the best service, and helping you guys grow your business. And that's, if you guys don't grow, we don't grow. So our goal is to help every mortgage broker, you guys, your realtor partners, grow their business and take market share, because that's the only way we grow here and take market share, and that's the only way we make money. Yeah. So it's one singular focus, and that's important.
Right. You know what, Allen, I want to ask you, take me through that mindset, because earlier you said you guys started with 12 people, and now you guys have about 1,000 plus. What was that mindset like when you guys just only had 12 people, and what was the vision like? What was like the conversations you guys were having at that time?
The conversations were, and hats off to Matt, the conversations were just come in and grind every single day. And Matt was like real big on, hey, give me a full 8 hours. You know, and when I mean like full 8 hours, like, hey, you know, the small talk or the chit chat or going out for lunch for an hour and a half, that's just not going to cut it. Yeah. Give me a strong 40 hours a week, and I promise you we're going to build something together, something that's great and something that's awesome. So, you know, just like your team members and you guys, when you want to come into the office, you want to grind, you want to take advantage of every single minute of the day. And whether you're calling on realtors, whether you're calling on clients, whether you're shadowing your processing team, or you're doing open houses, just go out there and grind and just have a positive attitude. If you don't have a positive attitude, it's hard to get things done, and you won't enjoy it. So back in the day, we had the mindset of work ethic and attitude, and those were the two most important things. Like all of our early people that were here when we wanted to get going, is we fed off of each other. You know, sure, we lost a loan here, or we did something wrong here, but those were opportunities that we learned from, and that's why we're all sitting here today.
So that's where the never relax mindset started.
Yeah.
Yeah, the never relax mindset, it's not a cliche around here because, from the top down, everybody's doing their part. So we run our company basically like a 7,000 person basketball team. As you guys know, Matt played basketball at Michigan State. It was on a national championship team there. And everybody has their role. I'm the executive vice president of sales. My job is to help you guys, help my account executives, training, figure out how to help you guys gain more market share. How do we provide you with the best service, the best technology? We got the best operations team in the game. Like, their job is underwriting and closing and post-closing. Everybody has to do their part in order for anything this big to work.
Yeah, that's amazing. Sometimes we get asked by our realtor partners, why should we work with you? And I'd like to ask you that question. What would be a great response for us to tell them so that they will work with us?
Yeah, so certainty, right? So realtors, right now, majority of them work with retail lenders. And they say, well, I call my guy at the bank or I call my guy at a retail lender and they have access to their underwriters. Well, how many underwriters do they have? They have access to 2 underwriters? I have 2,500 underwriters, and that's what I like to tell realtors. Yeah, sure, our mortgage brokers can pick up the phone, talk to the underwriters, get a hold of their AEs, call the closing department. Like, it's not 2 people that are backing you, right? It's 7,000 people. That's awesome. And our turn times are the best. So if rates drop tomorrow, everybody's business doubles. If rates drop to 6%, 5.75% tomorrow, you think those banks are going to close those loans in 40 days or 50 days? No, they're going to go back to the turn times that they used to have, is 90 days. As a mortgage broker, and you have a company like a lender like United Wholesale Mortgage with 7,000 people there, you still have the same turn times, 48 hours or less in underwriting, same day, next day conditions, closing purchase transactions 7-10 days or less. We're the number 1 purchase lender in the country. Nobody does more purchases than UWM. So when you're talking to real estate agents, I can give you the same thing. I can give you better options for your clients, right? More products, better turn times, better technology, a better, faster, easier experience for your clients. Because at the end of the day, as a real estate agent, what do you want? You want that repeat business.
Absolutely.
Well, if you can't give them elite client service, that client isn't going to come back to them. And it's our job, all of us collectively together, to provide that elite service.
Wow, that's amazing. Yeah. I love hearing that, elite service. And, to help ramp up, we heard this morning, too, at the sales huddle, over 500 people hired by UWM.
Yeah.
UWM's gearing up, has been gearing up.
Yeah.
And as a smaller broker shop, we're thinking that same way. If UWM is moving, we need to be doing that. We need to be ramping up.
Yeah, I think Matt put it best today in the sales meeting. He said, back in the boom, back in 2020, mortgage brokers just weren't ready to handle all that volume that was coming in the door. Processors were overwhelmed, loan officers were overwhelmed, a lot of businesses walking out the door. So we don't want that same thing happening. That's why, we've never, 35 years here, I think the company's 35 years old. I've been here 16 years. We've never had a round of layoffs. Even through rates going from 3% to 6-7%, we've never laid anybody off. Now, sure, you do lose some people through attrition, but there's no layoffs here because we want to maintain that level of service, right? And like I said, something happens tomorrow, rates drop, business automatically doubles. I still want to be able to close your purchases and your refis when they do come back in 15 days or less, 10 days or less, right?
Right. Yeah, that's good. So for us to ramp up, we are looking to attract, obviously, the right loan officers to come join us. What would be the best advice you would have for us as we are seeking those LOs? What can we do, or any methods you use to attract good people?
I love it when I sit down and I talk to somebody, and I've been doing this for so long. I can figure out if they're going to have a strong work ethic or a positive attitude. Because literally you can take anybody, train them, right, and bring them into your company. But if they just don't have that strong work ethic and positive attitude, it's not going to work out. No. I'll give you guys a quick example. I'm going to tell you guys a personal story of mine. When I was an AE and I first started, my pitch was so bad. I'd have to do it in front of Matt Ishbia. No, I'm serious. And it was just horrible. Like I couldn't, objections, rebuttals, or getting people on the phone. Matt wouldn't let me call on mortgage brokers for the first 6 months I was here.
Wow.
But what was the difference? So why did Matt keep me around? I came in here every single day, and I worked my butt off. Yeah. I wrote down my script every single day. I went into a small conference room. Back then it was a closet. It wasn't really a conference room because we didn't have any room. And I would just role play with myself and bring up objections and rebuttals and go through my script and everything that we have to offer. 6 months, literally, I couldn't call one broker until I got it down to a T, and Matt said, okay, hey, you're ready. Right. Now go out there and get some business. But that goes to show you, if you work hard at something and you're determined and you're determined to be number one and you want to succeed, anybody can do it. I mean, I did it, right? Just have those two things, work ethic and attitude.
Right. No, it's true. Like they say, like the winners will always find a way to win.
Yeah.
Thank you for sharing that story. That's very powerful. Yeah. And what kind of advice would you give right now, Allen? Because we hear a lot of LOs right now. When you ask them, hey, how are you guys doing? What I always hear is, I'm surviving. Yeah. But then at the same time, there's LOs that are thriving right now. What's the shift in that mindset where an LO can go from surviving to becoming a thriver?
So the LOs that are saying that they're surviving, obviously, they probably made a lot of money in 2020, 2021, right? And they closed a lot of loans. So they probably have a little bit of a nest egg. The LOs that are thriving, and those LOs are probably taking a little bit easy. The LOs that are thriving are the LOs that are still going out and trying to grow their referral network, right? They're going out to open houses. They're still meeting with their CPAs. They're still meeting with their divorce attorneys. They're still having coffee with real estate agents. They're calling on their previous clients that they closed their loans on the past few years, catching up with them, telling them hello, calling them on their birthdays, wishing them a happy new year, thanking them throughout the holiday, for the holidays. Staying in front of your past clients is key. And because when you stay in front of them, oh, hey, Allen, thanks for calling. By the way, I'm glad you called. My brother Mike is looking to purchase a home. Those are the LOs that are thriving, the LOs that are coming in, going through their day, not just going through the motions, but finding opportunities to grow their business. Now, the LOs that are just sitting back and relaxing and waiting for rates to come back down, those LOs are going to have a tough time when rates do come back down, because you know why? You've already called on their client because you're thriving.
Right. Yeah. Ooh, it's powerful.
Yeah, that is. Well, we can't thank you enough for taking time. We know you're super busy. You run a tremendous team out here that works so hard on our behalf to help make us successful, and we make our realtors successful. The whole piece just works great. And we really want to thank you for allowing us to come out here for the Success Track training. It's amazing. We're benefiting, and we're going to take these nuggets from this podcast, and we're going to make some application. We're going to be even better.
Well, we want to be there alongside with you guys, and like I said, we're not competing against you, we're competing with you.
Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you guys so much for having me.